Hello and welcome to New Wave Global and Pakistan, the fifth most populous country in the world, is going to election tomorrow. The electorate will elect a new government for 5 years, although most prime ministers never complete their tenure in Pakistan's history. And let's see whether the new government would be able to complete its term. But what is happening in Pakistan at the moment is that the elections are all set. There was intense speculation that the elections might be delayed or cancelled by Pakistan's powerful military establishment, but certainly those predictions have proven to be false because Pakistan's Supreme Court intervened and said that the elections must be held, and they even got a date out of Election Commission of Pakistan a few months ago, and tomorrow there will be polls. Now, the question is whether these polls are going to be fair and transparent and free, and there is a big question mark. Pakistan's history is a testament to militaries meddling into politics and their intense hard work to steer the electoral results in their favor, or at least to a party or a leader that they consider as a pliant civilian ruler. The only time the country had fair and free election, which were not interfered with, was in 1970, and the results were disastrous because the military refused to accept the results and refused to transfer power to the majority leader, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who was then the most popular leader of then East Pakistan and now Bangladesh. And the results are clear. So, what is happening tomorrow? Tomorrow, what is going to happen is that I don't see any major rigging on the polling day. Because all the pre-poll management has been achieved and accomplished rather effectively in the past few weeks. So the biggest two parties, the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, led by former Prime Minister and cricketer Imran Khan, and the Pakistan Muslim League-Nawaz, led by the three-time elected Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, who's now all set to become the fourth-time Prime Minister, is the real contest. And the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, or Imran Khan's party, the PTI, has faced enormous difficulties in holding a campaign. Well, first of all, Imran Khan is in jail. He has been charged with a variety of cases, including financial irregularities. His personal life, as in his marriage contract, was not void, according to Sharia. And then he was also accused of leaking a secret document, a cipher from the ambassador of Pakistan to the US in public, and he's been accused of taking that cipher document with him and losing it. Now, many of these cases, observers say, are frivolous, and of course, that is how when the politicians fall foul of military's favor, such cases are, not uncommon. But it is not just that Imran Khan has been in jail, but also his second tier leadership is also in jail, facing a number of trials. His party was denied the electoral symbol bat, the cricket bat, which is a big, big blow because in a country like Pakistan, where nearly half the population is illiterate, they rely upon the electoral symbol for voting purposes. So this has effectively rendered the PTI, uh, you know, at a disadvantage in these elections. A large number of its voters might find it difficult to identify their candidate, and even if they do, those candidates are being harassed, or their campaign has not been allowed by the authorities, by the police, by the other law enforcement agencies. So it's a fairly draconian sort of an environment for PTI. Now, this is again very unfortunate for democratic evolution, but sadly, there's a whole history to it. And that history is rooted in the last 2 years of Imran Khan's confrontation with the military establishment, wherein he tried to take them on by mobilizing public opinion against the powerful army, and the army struck back like nobody's business, and they used every trick in their bag, in their playbook, to undermine this party and teach it a lesson. So that is where the PTI stands. Of course, things change in Pakistan. Politics is always fluid. So in a year or 2 years, when Imran Khan is out of jail, and he will be, his fortunes would reverse. And in the next election, he surely could make a comeback. But for now, in 2024, his party is nowhere as the major contender to form a government in Pakistan's capital, Islamabad. His party does have a strong base in the northwestern province, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, where it will, where independents who are affiliated with the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf might win a good number of seats and might succeed in forming the government, but they would face a lot of obstacles there as well by the military and their managers, So that leads us to the Pakistan Muslim League-Nawaz, which is another popular party, with it's based in the largest province of Punjab. Now, because its rival is in jail, there's a free hand, there's a free space open to them. So they are now pretty confident. The former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, who heads this party, has had a successful campaign in the past few weeks, wherein he has addressed large rallies. He's found electables. So Pakistan is a parliamentary democracy where electables in the constituencies play a very important role. They're usually influential people with lots of money, and they can win elections. So Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz is likely to emerge as the largest party. Whether it would get a single largest party status or a simple majority in the parliament remains to be seen. But there are indications. In fact, there's a report in the news today, which is Pakistan's largest newspaper, which says that it might bag somewhere between 110 to 132 seats. Now, if this report is true, then Nawaz Sharif is very much in a position, might be in a position after February 8th, on the morning of February 9th, to form a government on his own and run the country. The third party, the Pakistan People's Party, led by Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, son of former Prime Minister and Pakistan's famous leader Benazir Bhutto, is also in the run. He has led a very successful campaign, and he has traveled across the country and really energized his party. He's young, he's dynamic, he has very strong progressive values. But this party in the past has not really focused on building its cadres on the at the grassroots level, and that is obviously a disadvantage, particularly in the largest province of Punjab. So they might bag a few seats there, but in the southern province of Sindh, which is also the capital, Sindh's capital is Karachi, the largest urban metropolis and a port city. So Bilawal Bhutto's party, the PPP, is likely to form the provincial government in Sindh, and they could emerge as a large bloc in the national elections as well, and could be bargain to join another party in the government formation process. But it is unlikely, at least for now, that's what it seems, that this party would be able to form a government at the center. And there are smaller religious parties, ethnic nationalist parties, which will bag a handful of seats. There will be, however, a large number of independents, both in the provinces and at the center, and they would obviously then um, be in a very critical role in government formation, and let's see where they go. Finally, there are some new parties on the left, like Hakuk-e-Khalq Party, led by Amar Jan. Amar Jan is contesting on a provincial seat in Lahore. He has also run a robust campaign, and he's likely to bag quite a good number of votes, though it is unlikely whether he would be able to win this seat as of now. But then surprises are always there on the election day. Another left party, Awami Workers Party, has fielded a working class person from Islamabad who's actually a automobile mechanic. And that is a really remarkable development. They are also running a very vibrant campaign for their candidate, and let's hope they win, because we do need working people in the parliament as opposed to the rich and the feudal and the powerful people, so that the Pakistan's political direction could change. So this is broadly where things stand. Um, Now, the interesting thing which should be mentioned is that there are two transgender candidates in this election as well. And that is remarkable, because there is an increased recognition of transgender rights in Pakistan. So, transgender persons have fought for a long time to be recognized and secure their identity, their legal identity, and their, you know, right to participate in elections. Nayab Mughal is contesting from Islamabad, and let's hope that they can also find a place in the upcoming parliament. Now, before I end this video, I would like to also mention that there are some young women participating in these elections. There's a 26-year-old candidate from Karachi contesting election on the on a PPP ticket. She happens to be the youngest candidate, which is quite remarkable in the sense that, Pakistan is a country of young people, and the youth need this kind of support by mainstream political parties. Her name is Ikra Fatima. Then there is a Hindu, which is a very small minority, religious minority in Pakistan, Dr. Savera Prakash, who's contesting from Bunair in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. She has also been awarded a ticket by the Pakistan People's Party. The PPP has a clearly a pro-women agenda, very progressive agenda, and really one hopes that they focus on their party organization going forward in the future, so that they can back some votes. And then there's of course Gibran Nasir, another progressive candidate from Islamabad, and a top lawyer and a thinking person, Salman Akram Raja from Lahore, who's contesting on a PTI ticket. Well, we wish them well, and let's hope that the elections remain peaceful. There are security threats, there are terrorist attacks ongoing, and it would take a lot of effort by the military and the paramilitary forces to keep law and order, and avoid any clashes at the polling stations, because the voters of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf are really angry at being denied the level playing field. So it would be quite a test for the authorities. But once the elections are over, at least one phase of transfer of power from the caretakers to the new government would be complete. I will return tomorrow with the prospects and the day after as to what happens after we find out about the results, and whether that is good for Pakistan, whether that would bring the much needed political and economic stability to this country of 250 million people. With that, I shall end and hope to see you again. Goodbye.